Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion on this lovely rainy day. The leaves are hanging on, but man, did it pound last night. The water just pounded. I was like hydroplaning all over in the Jeep, but it was okay. It worked out. Okay, my name is Kimberly Quinn, and I'm excited today to talk about, especially given the gorgeousness around me and the change, the imminent, change, is to talk about there's a time for everything. And it sounds so cheesy, but it's actually real. I'm not into talking about anything that isn't real. I don't even have to pay. Actually, patience is not a gift the good Lord put in my gift bag. Anyway, lots of other stuff in there, but I truly don't have tolerance for anything that isn't real. I really haven't in my whole life, but definitely as a midlifer, not wasting my life minutes on anyone or anything that isn't the real deal. And just not, you realize that there are fewer in front of you than behind you. So anyway, there's a time for everything. And, I was listening to Wayne Dyer earlier. This is my inspiration for today. But then that brought me to a place of remembering our Uncle Steve, actually my husband's uncle, who also happened to be a priest. He's since passed a long time ago. So he's Father Uncle Steve, I guess. Wow, but it's interesting because I remembered sort of his talk at my youngest brother-in-law's wedding. And who remembers these, really? If you remember them, that's saying something, right? And I remember him talking about, that was specific to marriage, but my talk today is not. It just is, I'm just thinking about it because I remember it. And he talked about basically rolling with the punches because and it wasn't negative, it was positive. There's a time for celebration. There's a time, for things that just happen. Life's curveballs. People die. People get sick. People have attitudes. People, then there's the toxics that cause tons of, that can lead to tons of growth, right? There's just a time for everything. And we're so much better off when we realize that. Wayne Dyer was talking about, I think, watching one of his kids go through some stuff. He has 8 children. We have 5 fabulous young adults. And nothing pains a parent more when you watch your child, struggling with something. It might be, somebody unpleasant or even bullying at school, all the way up to young adulthood when, where they're just finding their place. And the thing is, that's all supposed to happen. That's how we get stronger, right? Time for feeling on top of this world, and a time for being exhausted or even fatigued. It's just how it goes. And it's kind of like, once we accept that, and I don't usually talk in bumper sticker, I think you all know that. From the 12-step program, they say acceptance is the key to most problems, and it's just true. And it doesn't mean in a defeated sense. It means in a kind of allowing life to unfold the way it's meant to, because it's all supposed to happen. This is how we learn. This is how we grow. And in my opinion, at least, and it's not religious, it's spiritual. In my opinion, the whole purpose for us being on this earth is to learn to love ourselves and each other. That's it. Everything else kind of feeds into that one main mission, is just to kind of get it that we're all connected spiritually, to learn how to be good to ourselves, keep our cups overflowing, and then we have everything to give to everybody else in the world, and it's kind of like very Lion King, circle of life kind of thing. So it's so important to realize in that there's a time for everything. Also that life is sort of the same, I guess, that life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. So when we realize there's a time for everything, just like the seasons, there's a season, that was part of Father Uncle Steve's whole talk, the seasons change. We roll in from fall, next is winter. Some people look at that as bleak and freezing and ice. Personally, my happy bubble's full because I'm a skier. That rolls into up here, mud season. It's kind of like a 3-season state, if you don't count mud season, because there really is no spring. But the thing is, each season has something to offer, right? I mean, the beautiful leaves, the skiing. Also, if you're not into skiing or snowshoeing or whatever, and you don't even live in a place that has that kind of climate going on, we've got the fireplaces up here. But even winter anywhere has something to offer, and spring has, if you're in a place in the mid-Atlantic states in the United States or the South, or in Spain and Italy, have gorgeous springs, and then the summer, with the freedom that the summer offers with the good weather. It's got something, the long nights too. Each season has something to offer. It's kind of like, once we sort of get that, metaphorically with life, things just become so much more pleasant. Because also with each season, you kind of know it's coming, right? We don't know maybe what exactly is coming, but we know that it's all kind of rolling through the way it's meant to roll through. Life is unfolding the way it's meant to unfold. And to kind of, I'm not saying sit back passively throwing the towel, but kind of ride the wave like a surfer, or ski the trees like a skier, and just kind of go with it, go with the flow, because there really isn't an alternative except to be resistant, which doesn't tend to go well for any of us. So it just doesn't. When we start, grabbing and latching on, which is what we are intuitively inclined to do, I think, because we want things to stay the same often, but they're not meant to. So if we kind of realize they're not meant to, and roll with it and accept things as they're meant to be, it just makes things so much more pleasant. Even when things happen that aren't pleasant, it makes it all easier when we get that this is all part of the ride. I mean, that's just it. So there's a time and a season for everything, and go with the flow, relax. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. It's a tough sell when it isn't, though in the end, the dots all connect. Think about your past. When you look back, and this job ended, you maybe got fired, laid off with the coronavirus, whatever, and then you landed in this. Or maybe not yet, but you will. Something happened with that relationship, but you wouldn't have this. The dots all connect when we look backwards. And the older we get, the more we can see the connecting of the dots. So when we trust this time, season, purpose thing, the dots will continue to connect. They always have. They always will. They'll connect right into your future life minutes. So that's it. Time for everything, change, season for everything. Acceptance is the key to most solutions, and the dots will always connect. Let go and relax. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the beautiful, very contemplative, overcast day. Have a good one.